Every day, thousands get the call they've been dreading, receiving the news that no one ever wants or expects to hear. And when you or a loved one gets a scary medical diagnosis, you really want two things: access to the most promising treatments and access to the best specialists. But what if the only things keeping you from that potential cure, that treatment, or the quality of life you or a loved one want and need is bureaucratic red tape? These problems are complex, but often patients don't ever have access to innovative drugs and therapeutics because of the lengthy approval process by the Food and Drug Administration, also commonly known as the FDA. Here's what you need to know. There are 3 phases in the FDA's clinical trial process: 1, 2, and 3. Phases 1 and 2, or earlier clinical trials, establish and confirm safety while providing a considerable amount of data, often enough to statistically predict successful follow-up trials and checks. Phase 3 works as a sort of confirmation phase and goes beyond the testing in phases 1 and 2 to further test effectiveness. This is one of the last testing steps to a drug entering the market for patients' use. However, these phase 3 trials are extremely time-consuming and expensive, in some cases costing billions of dollars and taking years and years and years. But many people don't have years, they have months, sometimes even days. But there's hope. Federal lawmakers from both parties are working on the Promising Pathway Act, or the PPA. It's clear that the current FDA approval system doesn't work for those with serious and life-threatening illness, but the PPA's drug approval pathway can bring us closer to fixing the system for patients, children, adults, and elderly, who don't have time to wait. So how does the PPA's pathway work? This pathway allows patients, advised by their doctors, to choose early access to promising therapeutic treatments, often ensuring a higher or better quality of life. It is designed to promote efficient access for patients with progressive diseases. By allowing pharmaceutical companies to petition the FDA if the drug has cleared early-stage clinical trials, the PPA opens a safe and effective approval process for new therapeutic treatments. This pathway provides a structured way to respond to terminal patient needs for innovative treatment, all while balancing efficacy with patient safety. These provisionally approved drugs will have already been proven safe and shown significant evidence of effectiveness. With the PPA, patients with terminal illnesses would have access to drugs that provide their only hope for treatment. Real-world data would be collected from these patients and incorporated into the FDA's drug approval process. And reduced bureaucracy would accelerate the availability of life-improving and life-saving new medical treatments. The PPA modernizes our healthcare system for future generations, making it more patient-focused. Other recent legislation, like the right to try, are great steps in the right direction, but they simply don't go far enough for those who need help the most. The Promising Pathway Act provides access to more treatments, innovative drugs and biologics, and hope for the future. And who doesn't want that? The Promising Pathway Act.